6-year-olds sweeping the hallways, tiny hands gripping brooms, dustpans, and rags. In Japanese schools, this isn't a punishment. It's not a special event. It's just Tuesday. There are no janitors in sight. No one is yelling. No one is bribing with candy or stickers. The kids actually look calm, focused, even proud. Now, picture this. In most countries, cleaning up is a battle. Parents plead, threaten, or end up doing chores themselves. Teachers hand out gold stars and warnings. Kids roll their eyes, drag their feet, or flat out refuse. The result? Power struggles, stress, and a feeling that cooperation is impossible without a fight. But in Japan, something different is happening. Kids as young as 6 not only clean their classrooms, they organize supplies, water plants, and serve lunch to their classmates. They do it together, as a team. No complaints, no drama. It's not just in schools either. In parks, you'll see children picking up trash after a picnic, carefully folding blankets, and returning toys to their bags. At home, siblings help set the table and put away groceries without being asked twice. Here's where it gets even stranger. Japanese parents aren't stricter. They don't use more punishments or harsher consequences. In fact, you'll rarely see a Japanese parent yelling in public. There are no sticker charts on the fridge, no timeout chairs in the corner. Yet, their children seem to cooperate more, fight less, and handle frustration with surprising calm. So what's the secret? Is it something in the water? Is it just tradition? Or is there a hidden ingredient that most cultures are missing? Here's the paradox. Most parents around the world focus on controlling behavior. They use rewards and punishments, hoping to shape good habits. But Japanese parenting flips the script. Instead of fighting behavior, they focus on something deeper, the child's emotional world. They believe that behavior is just the surface. Underneath, it's all about how a child feels, how safe they are, and how connected they feel to the people around them. Imagine a parent in Tokyo kneeling down to meet their child's eyes after a meltdown. Instead of scolding, they gently ask, "What's going on inside?" Or a teacher who models calm breathing when a student gets frustrated, showing, not telling, how to handle big feelings. It's not about being soft. It's about guiding children to understand and regulate their own emotions, so cooperation comes from within, not from fear or bribery. This approach doesn't just create obedient kids, it builds independence. Japanese children walk to school in groups, manage their own supplies, and even help younger students cross the street. They learn to solve problems together, not just follow orders. The result? Less stress for parents, more confidence for kids, and a culture where self-regulation is the norm, not the exception. Today, you'll discover the parenting mistake almost every culture makes, and the simple shift that changes everything. We'll break down the Japanese approach, show you real-life examples, and give you practical steps to try at home. Subscribe now so you don't miss the next part. Let's dive in. Picture this, a kindergarten in rural Japan. Kids in tiny uniforms. No janitors. After snack time, the teacher hands out little rags. Every child wipes their desk. Some sweep the floor. There's laughter, not complaints. No reward system, no threats. Just a routine, done together. The teacher joins in, humming a song. Cleaning isn't a punishment, it's part of the day, like story time or lunch. Now, let's jump to a busy Tokyo subway. A child drops her snack. She looks up at her mom. Instead of scolding, her mom kneels down, looks her in the eyes, and softly says, "Let's clean up together." The girl nods, grabs a tissue, and helps. No fuss, no drama. The mother doesn't raise her voice or threaten. She models calm, and her daughter follows. But wait, it gets even more surprising. In Japanese homes, you'll rarely hear yelling or see kids sent to their rooms. Instead, parents use what's called omoyari. It means empathy, reading the room. When a toddler throws a fit, the parent sits nearby, quietly. Not ignoring, not scolding, just being present. The meltdown fades, the child calms down. Sometimes the parent gently says, "I'm here when you're ready." Elsewhere, in many cultures, discipline means punishment. Go to your room, or no dessert. The focus is on stopping the behavior. In Japan, the focus is on restoring connection. For example, if a child grabs a toy from a friend, the parent doesn't shout. Instead, they guide the child to notice the friend's feelings. Look at your friend's face. How do you think she feels? The child learns to pause, reflect, and repair. Here's where it gets interesting. Japanese parents model emotional control. Imagine a dad at the playground. His son falls and starts to cry. The dad doesn't rush over in panic. He crouches, holds out his arms, and says, "That looked scary. Are you okay?" Calm voice. The child hugs him, takes a breath, and soon is ready to play again. Another day, a mother is frustrated because her child spilled water. Instead of snapping, she takes a deep breath and says, "Let's clean it up together." The child watches, learns, and copies this calm response next time. You might think this style would lead to chaos, but the opposite happens. Japanese classrooms run smoothly. Kids remind each other of the rules. Older students help the younger ones. No rewards, no punishments, just a sense of shared responsibility. In one classroom, a group of children notices a mess in the hallway. Without being told, they grab brooms and sweep it up. It's automatic, part of the culture. Why does this work? Because children learn self-regulation by watching adults regulate their own emotions. It's not about forcing good behavior. It's about showing how to handle feelings, mistakes, and setbacks together. When adults stay calm, kids feel safe. When adults connect, kids want to cooperate. Over time, children internalize these lessons. They don't need bribes or threats. They want to do the right thing because it feels good to belong. But this approach isn't magic. Japanese parents put in the work. They create predictable routines. They involve children in group activities. They let kids experience consequences, but within a safe, connected relationship. For example, if a child forgets their lunch, the parent doesn't rush to fix it. They might say, "What can we do next time?" The child learns from the experience, but doesn't feel shamed. So next time you see a meltdown or a mess, think of the Japanese way. Less control, more connection. And that's the real secret to raising kids who regulate themselves. Let's zoom in on the most powerful part of the Japanese approach, modeling calm and emotional safety. Imagine this. It's a rainy afternoon in Osaka. A mother and her son are building a block tower. Suddenly, the tower collapses. The boy's face crumples. He's on the edge of tears. Now, in many places, a parent might rush in with a quick fix. "It's okay, let's build it again." Or maybe a lecture. "You have to be more careful." But here, the mother just sits beside him. She doesn't say much. She puts her hand gently on his back and waits. The boy breathes. The storm of frustration passes. Then, quietly, she asks, "Should we try again together?" Here's what's happening. The mother is showing her child how to ride out big feelings, not by controlling him, but by being present. She doesn't distract, punish, or rescue. She models patience. The child learns emotions aren't emergencies. They come and go, like rain. This is the heart of emotional regulation. But wait, there's more.
日本のプリスクールでは、ティーチャーズはレアリレイズしておりません。一児のチャイルドが他のチャイルドの問いを取った際、ティーチャーは膝をつき、目を合わせ、ソフトリス、Let's ask for a turn。チャイルドの手を押して問いを戻すようにします。ノーシェーミング、ノースレッツ。メッセージはクリア。ミステイクスはパートのラーニング。ティーチャーズのカームがチャイルドのカーム。Now, let's look at a common mistake. In many cultures, adults try to control behavior with commands. Stop crying. Don't be angry. Calm down right now. But here's the twist. Telling a child to calm down never works if you are not calm yourself. Kids are wired to mirror adult emotions. If you are tense, they get tenser. If you are calm, they start to settle. Here's a detail you might not expect. Japanese parents and teachers often use silence as a tool. When a child is upset, they pause. They wait for the child's breathing to slow. Only then do they speak. This tiny pause gives the child's nervous system time to reset.
It's not about ignoring the problem. It's about creating space for self-regulation to grow. Let's see this in a real-life scenario. In a Kyoto kindergarten, a little girl spills paint on her dress. She freezes, expecting trouble. Instead, her teacher calmly hands her a towel and says, "Let's clean up together." No drama, no scolding. The girl learns mistakes can be fixed and she's safe even when things go wrong. The correct approach is about guiding, not controlling. It's about showing your child how to handle frustration, disappointment, or anger by being the example. The common mistake? Reacting with anger or panic, which teaches kids to fear their own emotions. So here's the surprising truth. Emotional regulation isn't taught by words, it's absorbed through experience. When adults model calm, kids learn to find calm inside themselves. When adults panic, kids learn to panic too. What do you think? Would you try modeling calm instead of control, even when it's hard? Share your thoughts in the comments below. So, how do you actually bring this Japanese-style calm parenting into your own home? Let's get specific. Here are 5 actionable steps you can start using today, no matter how chaotic things feel. 1. Action. When your child melts down, screaming, crying, or refusing to listen, pause. Instead of jumping in with a command or a consequence, take a slow, deep breath. Get down to their level. Softly say, "I see you're upset. I'm here with you." Stay close, but don't try to fix the feeling or distract them. This simple act tells your child big emotions are safe and you're not going anywhere. Over time, your calm becomes their calm. 2. Micro-zoom. The next time your child refuses to help clean up, don't argue or bribe. Just quietly start picking up a few toys yourself. Move slowly. Don't say a word about what they should do. Let them see you modeling the behavior, just like Japanese teachers do in the classroom. Often, your child will join in after a few moments because you've made it feel safe and normal, not a power struggle. 3. Contrast. In many places, bedtime is a battle. Parents threaten, beg, or offer rewards to get kids into bed. Try this instead. About 30 minutes before bed, dim the lights and turn off screens. Sit beside your child and say, "Let's get cozy together." Read a story, or just snuggle quietly. You're inviting connection, not forcing compliance. This gentle transition signals to your child's nervous system it's safe to relax and wind down. The result? Fewer battles, more cooperation. 4. Dialogue snippet. When your child makes a mistake, maybe they spill juice or break something, resist the urge to scold. Instead, say, "Accidents happen. Let's clean it up together." This models problem-solving and emotional safety. Your child learns that mistakes aren't disastrous. They're chances to learn and connect. 5. Repair. No parent is perfect. Sometimes you'll lose your cool. When that happens, show your child what repair looks like. Kneel down, look them in the eye, and say, "I got frustrated. I'm sorry for yelling. Let's try again." This teaches your child that relationships can handle bumps and that it's safe to admit mistakes and reconnect. But wait, what if your child ignores you or things don't change right away? That's normal. Japanese parents know that change is slow. The key is consistency. Every time you respond with calm, you're rewiring your child's sense of safety. Over weeks and months, you'll see more cooperation, less drama, and a child who can handle their own emotions. Let's zoom in on a real-life scenario. Imagine your child is refusing to get dressed for school. Instead of threatening to take away screen time, you sit beside them and say, "Getting dressed can feel hard sometimes. I'm here to help when you're ready." Maybe you start putting on your own socks or offer to race them to see who can finish first. You're not forcing, they're invited to join. Over time, these little moments build trust and self-regulation. Here's another tip. Create small rituals of connection throughout the day. In Japan, parents often walk their children to school, holding hands and chatting about the day ahead. You can do this too, even if it's just a 2-minute chat at breakfast or a silly handshake before bed. These rituals signal to your child you're on their team, no matter what. Start with just one of these steps. Even tiny changes in your response can ripple out. Kids don't learn from lectures. They learn from what you show them in the smallest moments, day after day. Try it for a week and notice what shifts in your home. Let's bring it all together. The main takeaway from everything we've talked about is simple but powerful. The way you respond to your child's emotions shapes their future far more than any rule, punishment, or reward ever could. Japanese parenting shows us that when you focus on connection, not control, you help your child build the skills to manage themselves for life. Think about it. Instead of battling over every little thing, bedtime, homework, chores, you can create a home where your child feels safe to express themselves, where mistakes aren't punished but seen as chances to learn, where you model calm and your child learns to find calm inside themselves. That's the real secret. It's not about being the perfect parent or having all the answers. It's about being present, listening, and showing your child that their feelings matter. Let's be honest, this isn't always easy. There will be days when you lose your patience, times when your child pushes every button you have. But every time you choose connection over control, you're rewiring their brain for resilience. You're teaching them that emotions aren't scary or shameful. They're just part of being human. And when kids feel safe with their feelings, their behavior changes on its own. They cooperate more, they recover from setbacks faster, they trust you and themselves. Imagine this in real life. Your child spills juice on the floor. Instead of snapping, you take a breath, kneel down, and say, "Looks like that surprised you. Let's clean it up together." Or your teenager slams the door after a tough day. Instead of yelling, you wait, then knock gently and say, "I'm here if you want to talk." These moments build trust. They show your child that home is a safe place no matter what. So, what's the empowering message? You have the power to break the cycle. You can raise a child who doesn't just follow rules, but understands themselves, who can calm down after a meltdown. These moments build trust. They show your child that home is a safe place no matter what. So, what's the empowering message? You have the power to break the cycle. Who knows how to repair after a mistake? That's the gift of emotional safety. And it starts with small shifts every day. If this video helped you see parenting in a new way, hit like and subscribe. We share practical tips every week to help you build a calmer, more connected family. And if you have a story or question, drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. See you next time, and remember, connection always comes before correction.